Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this special program. Today, we have the great pleasure to welcome among us a great personality. She's bold, and of course, she is beautiful. Actually, she has won many titles, and she has participated in not one, but more than one beauty pageant contests. She has represented her country, her people in many international platforms. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mrs. World 2022, Mrs. Sargam Kaushal. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome in our studio.
Thank
Have
you
a
so
seat.
much.
So, Sargam, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad to meet you today. We've heard about you. We watched you on TV. So, is it your first time in Mauritius?
Yes, it is. It is my first time.
So, tell me about your excitement coming to this small island in this big Indian Ocean.
So my first ever encounter with the Mauritius was when I heard the name and I thought that, okay, I'm going only 2 hours away from India. Then I got to know that, oh my God, it's near African continent.
Yeah.
So it's like 6 hours flight. And then I had to pack my neck pillow and everything, and I just came here. I had no reservations about what I will be getting into and how I will be, enjoying here. But now that I'm here, I'm taking it one day at a time and enjoying every single day as it is coming. And I'm loving it, actually. The weather is very beautiful. It keeps changing, though, but it's beautiful. The people are really nice. The food is so good. And I keep bumping into one Indian or the other, and it doesn't even feel like I'm outside India, It feels like I'm home.
So, you won the title Mrs. World in 2022?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So, Sargam Kaushal.
Yes.
Date of birth 20th September 1990. Age
Yeah.
35.
No, age is 32.
32?
Yeah.
Okay, so quite young.
Yeah,
Your
I think
zodiac
so.
sign is Virgo.
Oh my God, you've got it already.
Yeah, of course. So introvert, shy, independent, introspective, perfectionist, intellectual, witty, and logical.
Where are you getting all
So
of that?
tell us how far or how near do you match your own zodiac traits?
Absolutely. I'm a true Virgo. I am a true Virgo to the point where I like things very neat and tidy. I am a perfectionist, yes. I do not step foot into things that I know that I'm going to fail at. So I try and do my research a little bit, and then I do things only and only when I know I'm going to succeed at them. I am a very emotional person. I would want to believe that I love my family very much and they love me equally. So yes, I think I'm pretty much a very hardcore Virgo.
Great, great. So you just told us that you won the title Mrs. India INC
Yes.
in 2022. So is it like normal after winning this title, you go for Mrs. World?
Yes. So after winning Mrs. India INC, the winner of Mrs. India INC goes for Mrs. World, and yeah, to represent their country.
How do you feel like after winning this title?
So you know what? I was here on the 14th of June, and on the 15th of June, I completed my 1 year as Mrs. India INC. So it was my 1 year anniversary, and it still feels like I just won the crown yesterday. And it's the same feeling for Mrs. World as well. I have my 6 months left of my reign, and I still feel that I am, it's just been a month since I was crowned, and I'm still very new. Yeah, life is changing for sure, but as I said, I'm taking it one day at a time, and I'm not looking at what's going to happen in the future. I'm just enjoying every single moment that I'm getting, meeting people, trying to spread a message, making sure that we're able to empower more people around, more women around, and making sure that pageants kind of get that respect and that dignity back, which they had a few years ago. Now that I am Mrs. World, I feel that it is very important for women and men to understand that pageants are not just beauty pageants. the name beauty pageants is so, it's so old now. We should just get away with that. Get off, get on with a new name maybe, because we are talking about beauty with purpose, beauty for good, beauty with brains, and we really need to make the world believe that the way we compartmentalize, beauty and brains into two separate boxes for women, especially, that needs to change.
We can see that sitting in front of us is beauty with brains.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so tell us about your competition, your training, and also the Mrs. World. Was it difficult for you?
Oh, yes. So it all started when just one fine day, I decided to participate in my national pageant, which is Mrs. India INC. And I had never participated in any pageants before. This was my first pageant ever. And after I did that, I started, I had put on a bit of weight, and I thought it's good to, if you're going, as I said, I'm a perfectionist, so I go in with all guns blazing. So when I went for this platform, I did a lot of weight training, I became a little fitter, which I'm not now. And with all of that, of course, my communication skills, I read more, I tried to be more present as far as the news was concerned and as far as social issues were concerned. And after all of that training for about 6 months, I participated in Mrs. India INC, then I won. And then my training as Mrs. World began, for Mrs. World began. And my national pageant team left no stone unturned to make sure that I was the best candidate to go at that international stage. So as far as my food habits are concerned, my fitness is concerned, the way I looked on camera, my social media, my communication again, my ramp walk, all of those were taken care of by Mrs. India INC for 5 to 6 months. And it is a very tough competition because, you just not the physical stress, you have that mental stress too. And for me, I think it was so much stress because India had only won the crown once before, which was 21 years ago when Dr. Aditi Govatrikar won it. And after that, no one in India had won this crown. So for me, it was like double pressure from everywhere, from family, from friends, from my team, from the whole country itself. And additional pressure that I was putting on myself that, yes, I have to do it because, as I said, perfectionist. So, yes, it was a tough road. The competition was fierce. We had 65 plus countries participating and, yeah. That was about it.
Tell us about that day when you, after winning the title, of course, that very first day when you woke up as Mrs. World. That feeling.
I will be very candid here and I'll tell you what happened that next day. The previous day was, obviously, I was crowned at night, and later that night we had an after party, and we were still in very celebratory mood. We were all celebrating. And then, of course, you go back to sleep. I went to sleep at, I think, 6 a.m. in the morning because of all the huzz and buzz that was going around. Later that evening, when I woke up, after my full day of sleep, I woke up and I opened the window and I was seeing those beautiful Nevada mountains in front of me. And there was my room was very quiet and peaceful. I had spoken to my parents and I was just looking at those mountains and I just started crying. And I cried for about good 20, 30 minutes. And it was, the reason I cried was, one, because I had done it. I had made my country proud. I had made my parents, my husband, my family proud. And second, that a girl from nowhere. I was somebody who was nowhere in that big picture of the world. I was just a nobody. And from there, I became this person who was all over the news, national and international. So I was just trying to thank God for whatever He has given me,
This is what I was going to ask you. You're from Jammu and Kashmir, and you have a master's degree in English literature.
Yes.
And you were working as teacher.
As a teacher, yes.
So was it difficult for you to shift the career from teaching to modeling?
Not really, because I have always been this girl who would take my mother's dupattas. I think every little girl does that. We take our mother's dupattas and saris and we drape them and try and look as beautiful as we can, posing in front of the mirror. We all do that. But I kind of took it very seriously. It was like something that I really liked doing. And my father used to see that and he used to make fun of me and say, what, why don't you actually do it? So that intent of being in a pageant or being in the glamour world was always there through my parents, through my family, through my friends. And while I was teaching, I was also I was also modeling part-time. I used to do these little photo shoots and stuff just to keep myself, happy. And then, as you said, I was a teacher for a few years, and then I thought, let's take this seriously. And why not, Why not try something new? And why should you be very scared of doing something new?
I'm sure your ex-students, your husband is very proud of you.
He is, yes. I'm very proud of him.
Okay, my next question is, what are the opportunities ones get after winning the title Mrs. World?
Well, of course, there are a lot of opportunities you get. Post-winning, the first thing that happened to me was I had a Wikipedia page, for God's sake. That was a big thing, I never imagined myself on a Wikipedia page. That was very sweet of the world to make me that popular.
And to be honest, I got all the information from the Wikipedia.
That's why you got my age wrong. I need to check that page again. And yes, so there was one thing that I always wanted to do as a teenager. I was a very big fan of TED Talks. And that was my dream, to be on a TED Talk once and, maybe just inspire people around me. And I got that opportunity twice. I was a TED Talk speaker. It was such a good thing to do. And that was one big opportunity that I got. And a lot of Indian people, I feel, after my winning, wanted to see me speak, wanted to hear me talk and share my experience. And that platform that I got was because of Mrs. World. I could have never imagined my, as I said, I was a very regular human being. I had a very small following on Instagram. And then overnight when it changed, a lot of people joined me, and most of them were women. And so I think with Mrs. World, with this title, you get this responsibility of being present and being available for these women who look up to you. You become that role model that, women across the world are connecting to you and they want to know how to deal with life. And with your experience, you're able to give them those tits and bits where you can actually help them. Also, other responsibilities that I have is philanthropy. So, as I said, Mrs. World organization supports an organization which is called Victoria's Voice. And through that, we help people who are addicted to opioids. So it's our duty as, reigning queens to help people be more aware of opioid addiction. We help families, we help children, we rehabilitate them into the society. And I'm going to US very soon, and I'll be, meeting up with the organization, and we'll be doing some really, really good work. Also, with all of this, the fun part is that you get to travel a lot. I'm here, I was in Russia last week, and next week I travel to South Africa and many other countries after that. So that is one another dream come true, that you, after winning this title, get to see the world. And what's better than that,
Of course.
It's just a beautiful thing to
You just
experience.
mentioned that after winning the title, you got the opportunity to go for TED Talk. And during your speech, you mentioned about the modern Bahu.
Oh my God,
Tell us
you've
more
read
about that.
everything. All your research is right.
Tell us more about that modern Bahu. Modern Bahu means modern daughter-in-law.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us about that.
So how do I start? I think you would relate because a lot of Mauritian people are fourth generation Indians, right? So I feel we connect that way. In India and also in many other conservative countries like India, we have this habit, or we say this stereotype that women are supposed to be, married women are supposed to be a certain way. You know, they are supposed to act a certain way, they're supposed to dress a certain way, they're supposed to talk a certain way. After 2 years of their marriage, they must have children, you know, one child after 2 years, another child after maybe 4 years. And that's how most of people in our country live. The modern Bahu concept was not given by me. It was given, this name was given by somebody, I don't know. But I feel, I won't say I'm modern Bahu in a very negative way. I wanted to use this term in a very positive way because I am modern through my brain. I am modern because I do not succumb to the old traditions which should have been wiped out of our society, of our culture a long time back. And I feel that every Indian woman should, every Indian married woman should know her space, should know her worth, and should act accordingly. Of course, you're a wife, of course, you're a mother, of course, you're a daughter-in-law, but you are a human being first. You owe that responsibility to yourself, to love yourself, to work hard, to, to be that perfectionist, to be as career-oriented as your husband. And you both have to, make that relationship work together. It's not a one person's job. It's not even 50-50 every day. You know, it can be 80-20 or 20-80 some days, but you have to make it work together. And you should make sure that no outside sounds and outside voices are able to bring you down. So that for me is a modern Bahu who knows her worth, even after marriage.
When we talk about modern Bahu, so many people refers modern Bahu they take example from daily soaps and all, like those Nagin Bahu type.
Kamalika.
But, so you are here for Mrs. Mauritius World 2023 and 24.
Yep.
So you got the chance to meet the contestants?
Yes, I did.
How do you find them?
They're so lovely, so lovely. The best thing that I liked about them was that the way they spoke, I was so mesmerized by the way they were talking. Some of them were talking in English and some gave answers in their own tongue. I think French.
French and Creole.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I could see the emotion in their voice and they were so bang on, when it came to answering the questions. I think they were doing an amazing job. And I really loved that because all of them were coming from different backgrounds, different working women they were. And that really, really actually, kind of brings it around to a full circle, the concept of a modern Bahu, as I was saying. They are the modern Bahus.
So let's seize the opportunity before ending the program. So any tips you want to give to our viewers, especially those contestants watching us now?
So yes, of course, now that the winner of Mrs. Mauritius World and Mrs. Mauritius Universe, they are going for their respective pageants. To the winner, of course, I would want to just say that there's a long road in front of you. You are going to have a very, very good time. Use this time to train yourself. Use this time to do more work for the society, learn more, and make sure that when you go to Vegas or wherever the contest is taking place, make sure that you are taking your country's flag on your shoulders and you're making yourself proud, you're making your culture proud, you're making your family proud. That is all I can say to the winner.
Nice message.
Thank
so
you.
What are your future plans?
I have a lot of plans. Actually, I'm not able to plan anything because I'm traveling so much. I have no time to actually rest and plan. But yes, in the next few years, I would really want to actually act in some good movie if I get a chance. Maybe television. I have a few brand endorsements coming my way. Of course, that's what we are also doing. And, at the same time, I feel that any popular person or any person who the society brings to a pedestal, that particular person should always have a social responsibility. And I would really want to help as many women that I am helping now through my social media and through whatever interviews that I do. I just want to be that helping hand to people. So, if you have any problems, I'm just a call away or I'm just a message away. Just drop in a text and I'll be there for you.
So we can see you very soon in movies.
Maybe. Give me some Mauritian movies if you have any contacts,
Sure.
please.
Do stay more days in Mauritius. So, Sargam, before ending the program, any special message for our viewers who are dreaming to go for such contests, but something is stopping them?
As you said, something stopping them. The only person who can stop you is, I think, yourself. If you are able to cross that barrier, then you're able to do anything. For me, I was my biggest enemy. My fear, my low self-esteem and low confidence was my biggest barrier. And when I crossed that, I was able to, I was able to get this crown. It is the biggest example that you can achieve anything that you want in life if you just set your heart to it. Especially if I talk about women, married women, I think that, and I keep saying that again and again, that whenever you wake up in the morning, you look at yourself in the mirror, are you happy to see that person in the mirror? Are you happy to see that reflection? Are you happy to see that person where you are? Like, do you have a 5-year plan? And do you see yourself in that 5-year plan? If you don't, if you see your family, if you see your children, but you don't see yourself, it is time that you start changing the way you look at life, because your life is equally important. I say it again, that don't compartmentalize yourself. Do not become that self-sacrificial figure. Do not just be a wife, just be a mother, just be a daughter-in-law. Be a woman yourself and live your dreams, because your dreams are equally important. I started believing in myself. I started believing in my dreams, and look where I am at. So that's my only message to all these women, that believe in yourself and push forward however much you have to push.
Of course. So here we are at the end of our program. Sargam Kaushal. Kaushal means talent.
Oh, wow.
And Sargam is related to Indian classical music.
Music, yes.
So you sing also?
Not really, but I've been hearing a lot of Hindi songs lately over here, and I'm liking that. I'll sing one song that my husband and I used to sing. Oh, which one was that? It's from a Shah Rukh Khan movie, I guess.
Latest one, Pathan?
No. It's from a Shah Rukh Khan and Juhi Chawla. Oh, yes. मैं कोई ऐसा गीत गाऊं कि आरज़ू जगाऊं अगर तुम कहो, तुमको बुलाऊं कि पलकें बिछाऊं, कदम तुम जहां जहां रखो, ज़मीं को आसमां बनाऊं, सितारों से सजाऊं अगर तुम कहो.
Sargam Kaushal, thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.